broadcasting because I felt I had something to say and my personality dictated I had to do something with it. So it was my due diligence, my responsibility to make sure that whatever information I convey to the general public is honest, accurate, and most importantly, up to date. Because Lord knows we don't want to get into a conversation. We're talking about information that's over a day old because most people don't remember, they don't recall. And if they do recall, it'll be misconstrued and they won't understand it. So we want to be accurate. With that being said, I'd like to open up my PowerPoint presentation here. And this is like hot off the press for you guys. I created it just for this class, and it's why broadcasting is a career for me. Let's understand this. This is very important. I have kids myself. I have a 19-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 7-year-old who's an A+ student. So she'll probably be in one of these classes. So if I have to come to one of her classes and converse with her and her students, I would say, I've been in Santiago and met with the gate class there. Yay. Okay. So is being in broadcasting the right choice? Is it the right choice for you? Maybe personality, bound to pop and say something very cool, and people are surrounding you saying, "What? What'd you say? What was that?" You have two different types of broadcasting. You have sports and news broadcasting. Does anybody know the difference without reading what's on the board? You.
Sports broadcasting is when you tell people what games are going on and what's the favorite sport, like American teams.
You're definitely right. You're definitely on the right track. Being a sports broadcaster means that not only are you entertaining everybody with the same information, but it's being conveyed in such a way that it shows stats, scores, who had the touchdown, who had the most receiving yards. If it's a basketball game, who had the layup in the paint that the outside guard cannot handle. Basically, we want to make sure that we understand there are play-by-play announcers, the ones that are on the field saying, you know, anybody watch the sports game? Anybody have a favorite team here? You, what's your favorite team? It doesn't matter.
AC Milan. AC Milan.
AC Milan, so soccer. Okay, great. Do you want to like be there and kind of announce and say, goal? Okay, right, see? So those are the play-by-plays. Those are the guys that are on the field making, we'll save all the questions till we get closer to the end, okay? I only have 6 slides, so it's not very long. Okay, I know, you're like dying. I can see your hand just like going in and cardiac arrest. Okay, great. So, different broadcasters have different styles. You see them very animated. They'll move their hands around a lot, and they'll have a lot of function, and they'll be very animated. Their neck will do this number, or they got a microphone in their hand, and they can't do nothing. That's all they're talking. You have all different types of broadcasters, but the sports broadcasters are the ones that are indicative of calling a play-by-play with the mic in front of their face like this. Not your Channel 4 news anchor reporter, which will be animated. We'll see the house over here, it fell down the hill, and everything of that nature. But those are basically 2 different types. To surmise it, you have also commentary announcers. What they'll do is like your Discovery Channel. Do you like Discovery Channel? Watch Discovery Channel? Interesting? Okay. I just wanted to see who watched it. But you hear like National Geographic where you see something about the outdoors or about cheetahs and how they run very fast. Those are the commentator broadcasters. They're the ones that are the narrative behind the entire storyline from beginning to end, whether it's an hour, 30 minutes, 45, 2 hours, hopefully longer than that. You lose my interest too. And then you have the television commentary. The ones that are behind the scenes during the show, like say, who has a favorite TV show? Anybody have a favorite TV show? You, what's your favorite TV show?
SpongeBob.
Okay. Not quite narrative enough, but basically, if there's dialogue going on in the background, saying SpongeBob has decided to flush his worries down, the toilet or what have you. You have somebody in the background. That's your narrative commentator. That's a narrative broadcaster. They're the ones that are the voices behind. Yes.
So like in a play where there's like a silent film, but someone's saying what's happening in the background.
If it's a silent film, I don't see.
Oh, well, like
You mean
playing.
somebody narrating behind the scenes, so you can actually hear and everything else on the screen is silent? That's interesting. That's a narrative broadcaster. So that'll be one aspect. You guys fail to. You guys will also, on your own free will, look at all the variable types of commentators and announcers and broadcasters, and we'll go into why you may like to do it. And I would encourage you to do your due diligence and check out your homework. Your homework tonight, for me, and from that, is to make sure you guys know the differences between the news broadcaster and a sports broadcaster. So cool? We good?
Yeah.
Great. News broadcaster. Various topics. Nothing to do with sports at all. You'll never hear a news broadcaster mention anything about sports in any capacity whatsoever. Their job is to report actual going on events. Yes, sir.
But what about like the, you know how they have the anchormans? What about the sports anchorman?
The sports anchormen are,
That is on, like,
there's still a sports broadcaster, whether or not they're in studio, like Fred Rogan. Fred Rogan's also been on the radio as well. You would know his voice, but unless you look at him and you pair his voice together, oh wait, that's him. Or Jim Rome is another guy, actually a very fun guy. The news broadcaster is the one that studies, helps produce, write, edit a lot of material that he or she will use on the set, on stage, real time. They do their homework, just like any other broadcaster. Anybody else in the entertainment industry will do their homework before speaking about something intelligent, because if they don't, they're going to end up shooting themselves in the foot, wondering why they said what they said, and then have media backlash, and that's never a good thing. Never a good thing. So what you always want to remember as a broadcaster, whether you're inside NBC Universal, whether you're at Fox Sports, whether you're at ESPN, is to make sure that you do your homework, do your research. If there's a topic, if there's a person, if there's a matter you want to discuss, make sure that you do as much education, self-education as you possibly can about those subjects before conveying it to other people. Okay? So with that being said, anybody else know what other types of news broadcasters there are? Any other? Yes, I know your hand's been dying. Media as in?
Like radio.
Radio, you have your radio broadcasters, exactly. Anybody else? You have DJs and DJs on the radio.
Oh.
Those are the guys that bring, the 102.7 Kiss FM, that guy, right? Okay, right. I haven't done that, but I'm headed that way. So, yes, ma'am. Or just raise your hand because it hurts. I know you've been dying to ask questions.
What
So.
kind of school did you go to?
I went to Del Mar Media Arts on Irvine, so it's not very far away. And I studied vocal arts, voiceovers, character voices, and roleplay. Del Mar Media Arts at Irvine, California. Yes.
What's your YouTube channel name?
Just find it under Rudy Reyes.
Okay.
You'll find another Rudy Reyes.
Subscribe.
Good question. You can subscribe if you like.
Like
It's
all
all
your
sports
videos.
related. It's all
Like
sports
all
related.
your videos.
I actually do have some audio where I'm singing too, but
Will you sing in the rain?
I haven't usually sang in the rain. I usually require soap. Yes.
Oh. He sings in the shower.
That's right. You got that. That's good. That's good. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
As you're watching, did you have to change stuff on your voice?
They help me enhance my voice. So they're able to project it farther and longer. I'll give you can hear. Character voices, which I already know how to do character voices. They just help me develop other types of voices. Yes. Yeah. Not really. I practice. I can do bowling. So anyway, let's stay on point. Let's stay on point. I'll go over all that information later on. Okay. So anyway, you have traffic reporters. You have commentary, which again we're talking about the narratives. All right, guys, ladies, focus, please. Thank you. So we have different types of reporters, narrative, commentary. Even your anchors that are on, like say Saturday Night Live, Jimmy Kimmel or Jay Leno. You know, I just call him Jin. Well, I remember him more so than Jimmy Kimmel, but yeah. Nonetheless, yeah, or Jimmy Fallon. Too many Jimmys.
Jimmy Jr.
Okay, so basically, anybody have any questions in regards to what they make? What their expenditures are, how much they make? You're gonna find that here in the larger median areas in a high populace, populace? No populace, very good. So in a populous median pay rate for the greater LA County is somewhere in the neighborhood of over $56,000 a year.
Is that good?
And that's on the, I don't know, it depends on what expenditures you have. That's hers, by the way. So, and you're going to notice that when you go into smaller markets, if broadcasting is your thing and your personality will suit a microphone, you've had somebody tell you, well, you have a great voice. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a great voice for radio. That just means that you have a nice voice. Yes. Yes. You would need a bachelor's degree because what a degree will give you is discipline. And everybody has different types of discipline or knows what discipline is about or have been disciplined. I'm sorry? In communications. Also, a suggested is kinesiology. Anybody know what that is? The study of fluid body movements and motions and actions. I'm sorry? Kinesiology. K-I-N, that's a good one. K-I-N-E-S-O-L-O-G-Y, I believe. I could be wrong, but okay. Well, that's right. The teacher says I'm right, so I'll go with you guys. So you're going to notice that there's extremely higher percentile rank of being able to do even more than just being on the radio in larger markets. For example, since I can do character voices, a movie studio may call me and say, hey, Rudy, we got this great movie for you. We heard your samples. We've seen your reel. We want you to try out. I haven't had that luxury quite yet, but it's just a matter of time. Yeah, I know. Aww. Okay, so give me a bottle. So with that being said, so you're going to notice that on the higher end, on larger markets, sports broadcasters. All right, guys, please. Thank you. You're going to notice that in higher markets, you make more money. Smaller markets like, say, New Mexico, or maybe Mexico, or maybe Minnesota, or Minnesota. As some people would. Minnesota. Anybody in Minnesota? Pronounce it Minnesota. So anyway, with that being said, those markets may not be as big, so you may not make enough money. However, in the larger markets, if you can do various things with your voice, whether it's high or low or in between, or you find your skill set in regards to what type of voice you do have, get your schooling, educate yourself, because that will only help you when you get onto the real world. This is all real-time stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a joke. You're going to find that 9 times out of 10, if you do not have any type of degree, if you don't have any formal knowledge, practical knowledge, anybody know what practical knowledge is?
Knowledge that's practical.
You can have all the degrees you want in the world, but without physically, if I don't know how to fold this into a paper airplane, I've lost my job.
Oh.
Because that could be my job, even that equal job.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you have to be educated, educate yourself, because once you get a bachelor's, associate's, master's, even a doctorate, I encourage doctorates like across the board. You guys are like on point. So get your education first. You can look into everything else after the fact. But try it out, you never know. If you use broadcasting as your outlet, you could make in the excess of $152,000 a year. And for anybody, that's a lot of money. Just live within your means once you start making that kind of dollars. So with that being said, and your news broadcasters, same thing applies. You're going to notice that news broadcasters should be wanting to go into going into the studio, whether it's Fox or Channel 4, Channel 5, 7, KBC, TV Los Angeles. You're going to find out that you're going to make even more money, because not only you're going to be able to be heard, you're going to be able to be seen. So your face, your presentation, your body language, your overtones, and how you speak and how you present yourself will make you more money. And you may enjoy what you do by being on air, being seen in front of millions of people. Anybody have stage fright here? Gosh, I hope not. I hope not. Is stage fright being a network anchor? It's going to be an Achilles heel. Don't watch that. Okay. So, anyway, just to avoid the movie. So with that being said, there are some keys to success here. One of the main concepts in journalism that you want to be read. If you want to be listened to, you're going to project yourself and present yourself in such a way that makes you visible, that makes you know, that you have a look, a style, a sense about you, who you are. Hold your head high. You're going to hear so many no's till you get to a yes. Believe me, I've had to. Many people say, oh, well, no, thank you, but no thank you. I've tried my hand at acting. I've read scripts. Oh, yeah. I've been in North Hollywood. I've sat in the waiting room with my hands crossed and resume on my lap saying, okay, are they going to call my name? If they call your name, it's up to you to go in and shine. Make yourself known. Present yourself in a very professional manner. Just be who you are. If you're trying to send a message in a certain language, anybody bilingual? Espanol. Or
I know
anybody speak Finnish?
I know
I'm kidding.
Vietnamese.
No.
Finnish.
No Finnish, because I'm not Finnish yet. Oh, sign language. Okay, that's also to be used as closed caption as well when you use sign language. Anybody ever thought of that? Like maybe during the national anthem at the Super Bowl. When I have the young ladies out here doing silent, that's big money. That's huge money. So again, that's also, that, believe it or not, ladies, gentlemen, that's also very important. That could be your segue into, because not everybody in the entertainment industry knows how to use sign language. I don't. I know this, like hang loose, so, that's for everything. Kind of discombobulated after. Yes, ma'am.
Isn't a Segway a scooter?
A Segway is an entry to a path.
But this Segway, there's one, like it's the scooter with the two wheels and it's motorized. That's called Segway.
Let's call it Segway. That has absolutely nothing to do with this Segway. The Segway has no wheels and it's not relative. So with that being said, your vocabulary, your English, how you're able to clarify yourself. If you're trying to get a message across, you're not going to speak in Ebonics. Just say, hey, what's up, huh? It's like, what does that mean? I don't even know what that means. That's not even English. English is speaking clear, concise, direct, so everybody can hear you. Gentlemen, up here, please.
Sherry, wait.
Yes, ma'am. You had a question.
What happens if you know 3 languages?
Then you are by far very valuable.
Wait, what?
Not only should you feel valuable within yourself, but whatever field you go into will be able to utilize your vocabulary and your various languages. So with that said, engage people. If you're going to be talking on the air, you want to capture their attention. You want to know that they're listening to you. Pull them in, try different things. Lower your voice. Heighten your voice. There's different ways to help engage people, to keep them engaged. You know what engagement is? Anybody? Engagement. Engage. Engagement. I'm going to engage this desk. It's in my hand. I'm going to engage it. Sorry, I ruined it for you. My bad. But regardless of that, I'm engaging and clicking this mouse. Okay? Engagement is a large spectrum. Ladies? Yes, go ahead. That's a different type of engagement. It's called getting underneath engagement, which is not what we're using this word engagement for. So with that being said, we have to make sure we keep those people listening, keep them enthused. They want to listen, they want to pay attention. Your teacher does that all the time. Any other teacher you have will also do the same thing, yes?
They don't want the people to get bored and fall asleep.
Yes, like a movie. What does a movie do? Keep you entertained, right? Right, but the whole design is to keep you entertained, right? To keep you engaged. You're sitting on the edge of your seat like, oh, what's going to happen next? Okay? You want to keep people, you want to keep them fluid. You want to see their reaction. You want to understand that they're completely understanding what you're trying to say. Ladies. Up here, please. Thank you. So we all want to make sure that we understand that this is a challenge, that being a broadcaster, being an anchor person, a sportscaster, or anything else having to do with media or entertainment is serious. Even those people that take roles that they have no business taking. Anybody ever seen Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
terrible actor.
Oh, you are tough.
Absolutely horrible. I do not have a tumor.
Get to
And he's just, he doesn't know how to convey a good message because his English is so broken that his body actions are pulling out a gun like, oh yeah, let's shoot him up. That's about all he's got. The capability for him to speak and convey a clear message, even the governor of California could hardly understand what he said, but even still, at that point, he was very engaging. He knows how to catch your attention. Who doesn't know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is? Yes, ma'am.
Have you seen Expendables 2? He's more in that movie.
I'm sorry? What?
He's like,
Okay. If you don't know how to keep people animated in their seats, listening to you, looking at you, understanding what you're trying to say, you're gonna lose them. You're gonna lose them. And then when you lose them, it's over. You've not done your job. You've not been effective based upon what you're trying to do, which is keep them entertained. Right? Am I losing anybody here? Anybody falling asleep? Oh, somebody else.
Well, I've been tired already, but
He's over there. He's over there. He looks like Assassin's Creed.
Those two. Wow. Anyway,
She looks like Assassin's Creed.
here are some books, basically that gives you every bit of supporting backbone that will allow you to understand what broadcasting is all about. Anybody ever heard of Vince Scully?
Oh, I love Vince Scully.
Who's Vince Scully to Major League Sports?
Oh,
Who is he?
he's the broadcaster for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
You was. No, he still is.
Yeah.
Lawyers.
So he is one gentleman. Anybody ever heard of Howard Cosell?
No.
Before your time, I wouldn't expect you to know how Cosell is. But he is by far one of the most revered broadcasters in all of sports history because of how he phrased things, key words. Anybody else name the former LA Lakers? Passed away?
Kobe Bryant.
Anybody? No. Kobe
oh, I
Bryant.
know.
Chick Hearn.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a statue erected in front of the Staples Center. Everybody ever been to a Lakers game?
Nope.
Anybody ever heard of Chick Hearn?
Nope.
Oh my God. Okay. Chick Hearn had catchphrases. His catchphrases were so sharp, so precise, so well known, and he had fluidity. It was like a river. He created his own dialogue. Right, exactly. Right, good. Good point. So you have people like that who wrote books that help you understand how you get into the business. Before I got into the business at all, I worked at the Microsoft store in a retail environment.
Cool.
I lived in San Bernardino, California. It's like, where? Exactly. Exactly. I am a twin. I am a twin, yes I am. Hold on. I was born on 9/11, 1973. Yes, I'm dating myself.
Must not have been happy birthday.
I have a cousin and an aunt. We all share the same birthday.
Really?
Hold on, yes.
When you and your brother ever got in trouble, would you guys blame it on each other saying that they were opposite days?
You have been asked that probably about 1 billion times, and no.
Oh,
So anyway, so that being said, ladies, gentlemen, your attention please, I'm almost done. You can ask me any question you want. So you have all these various folks, Jack Buck, also another great announcer, Kurt Smith, Stephen Burrell, exactly, he's on, he's on a lot of great information. I'm going to send this to your teacher so that way he has it so we can pass it out as a reference to you if you wanted to go more so into the categories. And that's pretty much it. That's all I have. Anybody have any questions for me? Ask me anything you want as long as it's relative to why I'm here. As long as it's relative, yes. Typical day for me is waking up, drinking my cup of coffee, checking my email, and communicating with others in the same network to find out if there are any new broadcasting positions that are available. So my day is spent pretty impactful with the computer for the most part, doing my my study. Yes.
Coffee, what?
I was on the Beverly Smith show, we were talking about homosexuality in the NFL, along with the Olympics that just occurred. You don't know what homosexuality is?
Oh, never mind.
Yes. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Ladies. I had a question here. I think I changed this. I was working at the Microsoft store. In the retail environment, standing at the door saying, "Hi, welcome." How's about that? That's nothing interesting. Yes.
Do you have a job title?
I am a sports broadcaster. That's my title. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of character voices can you do?
Some of you was gonna ask you that. Anybody ever heard of Bugsy Malone?
Yes.
No, not Bugs Bunny. You can't confuse that. Nah,
Oh, no, never mind.
yeah, see now. Good throw you. I'm gonna throw you in the sea. Right
What? SpongeBob.
No, I can't SpongeBob. Anybody ever heard of Yogi Bear? Hey, Lulu, how about this Greek class? Let's go on and get some picnic biscuit. You guys know the Boeing clip? I'm sorry?
Can you do French Flintstone?
Anybody else?
Yes.
Imitate Mr. Touchdown.
It's impossible.
He's got his own. He's on his own cross.
It's impossible.
He's got his own deal.
Can you do it?
Sorry.
Boo-boo?
Or he's basically a coffee guy. He's kind of, you know, 5 foot tall, and he always wants coffee. You get coffee from him.
No, that's my own voice. I made that up. I didn't copy nobody.
Oh.
That's my own shtick. I guess. Shtick. Yes,
We
ladies.
do accents. Oh, where?
What can I hear? What you say? Huh? I don't know. It's all foreign to me. Oh, that's so tough.
Hi, stop, Mickey Mouse.
Geez. Let's see if I can do this. No, I'm Mickey Mouse. That's all I got. Ladies, I'm sorry.
Can you do Alvin and the Chipmunks?
And the Chipmunks are killing me here. I don't know about doing Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Just Alvin.
No, and the reason why is my voice is very low. It's got a baritone sound. So everything that I do, I can do Barney.
You stole it from me.
Hold on, one at a time. One at a time.
Jerry.
Just a few more questions. Yes.
Can you do The Godfather?
I'll try. Come to me. Ambitions. I don't know if I can help. Okay, go ahead.
Can you do Morgan Freeman?
That guy was so hard to impersonate, I'm telling you.
2014 Olympic Games.
No. No, I give you the radio voice. That's about all I do.
I'm Morgan.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, you know how to do Saturday
What? Morgan Freeman.
Oh, ma'am, you ain't gotta disturb that.
Roll over. Yeah. Anybody else?
Meaning of Solid.
Do Cosmo to the Prairie Officers.
Who? What is that? I'm sorry, but that's way above me. I don't even know that pay grade.
Oh yeah, Jerry.
Tom and Jerry never spoke. Why they changed that, I'll never know.
Oh,
With
yeah.
Mary?
And it's funny. There's
He's not Tom and Jerry.
No, he's not.
He's not. Gary King. Sylvester, yeah. Oh, he did. Oh, yeah. It's too light. It's too high. I can't do it. You hear my voice? That's how I sound all the time. I can't do high pitched voices. Yes, ma'am. I can do a facsimile. You may know what facsimile means?
No.
similar to, but not quite.
Not you.
You just
Hey, Adrian! Adrian! Help! This is a rock.
This is the rock. This is the rock.
Anybody else? Yes, yes, yes,
Can you
yes.
do anybody from the Jetsons?
You guys didn't even ask me the most infamous character. Scooby-Doo.
Oh!
What?
I eat Scooby snacks every day.
The Grinch.
Pokemon.
I said
Elmo.
The Grinch.
The Grinch.
You're a mean one. Mr. Grinch.
Oh, can you sing first?
Yeah,
Sing
sing
us
it.
first
You'll have to
song.
watch that on YouTube. I'm all kind of talked out right now.
All right.
But that's all I got. I'll email you the copy of the sheet that we have, no problem. So, ladies, gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Again, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate your time. I encourage you, I implore you, get your education first. This is real world stuff. When I was growing up, I had this much, nothing. I had to share clothes with my brother. I had to share a room with my brother. I had next to nothing. Next to nothing. I grew up in a very poor area. So to be where I'm at now and to continue on the course of what I need to do is very important to me. It's a passion and it burns really, really deep. So the only way that I can get that message across to you guys is just follow your dreams. But make a reality of getting your education first. That will help you along the way. Yes, ma'am.
Did your mom ever get confused with you and your brother?
She has it. She's gotten older. She Henry. Henry. That's it. So that's all I got. No, no. Let's get away from that.